CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken's here, back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, we have your Season 6, 67 sneak peek. So let's get right on into it. Do appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. You want to stay up to date on everything this season, guys. And don't forget to throw that code CHICKEN in the shop. It does help to support the channel. So, Heavy Weather is the name of the season. This is going to be a 3-week season, and let's take a look at this. Greetings, Commander. There's recently been grumbling from the heavies that they have been sidelined in these naval missions. Thus, we decided to put them front and center and let them show what they really can do. Back to Heavy Rush. Back to Heavy Rush at the very beginning. Which, honestly, we haven't had them in so long. I'm kind of stoked about. Not stoked about, but it's nice. This is more like a classic kind of warship season that we've been used to. So, right out of the gate, before we even get into the tech tree, what I want to do first is go over the stats and all the deck layouts, because I did mess up the last couple sneak peeks and I didn't get the deck layouts in there. So I want to start off with a bang, and let's show you guys that. So the season stats. Now we have a few stat nodes, not a ton of them, multi-stat nodes. But our base stats are going to be 50 BH, 50 DBD, 100 troop damage, 100 troop health, 50 GB. So pretty light on the stats, especially compared to last season. We can beef those up to at least 90% BH and DBD, and I think gunboat energy, and then I kind of screwed up, troop health and troop damage have, some extra notes, but that's the base stats we're working with, and then we got, a handful of multi-notes. So, let's take a look. Well, I don't even need to show you guys this, because we have the 2 ER deck right here. So, 2 ERs right there. 3 engines, getting a little bigger, getting a little longer, a little wider. We got a little gap in the bottom. We got kind of a nothing flank on the left, which will be interesting. And I mean, if we're thinking of heavy rush meta, it's kind of a long way to go. Moving up, bumping it up to 4 ERs. This is where things could potentially start to get a little bit dirty. We'll take a look at the tech tree in a sec. We got the big gap in the middle, still 1 ramp, and yeah, we got kind of a big U, the big UE. Then we got the 5 engine deck. Again, 1 ramp coming all the way from the bottom. This is where things are going to slow down. These are going to go from, much faster times than 3 and 4 ER to much, much slower on 5 ER. This actually reminds me of a deck we had. I forget what the season was, but it was probably in the 30s or maybe the early 40s. So kind of similar to that, and I remember having to use Grens, but anyways. Then we got 6 ER. So 6 ER, pretty much wide open. Our first introduction of 2 ramps, and that's looking cool. And then 7 ER, we got 2 big ramps, and everything's pretty much wide open. There's a little gap across the top. So there is all the decks. Now, what you guys been waiting for? Let's take a look at the tech tree here. So, yeah, heavies right out of the gate. Mines, cannons, machine guns. We got the cool ghost ship over here. The first 2 nodes that we get to pick up. This one's a multi-node. We can go troop health, building damage, or 40% gunboat energy. I think, honestly, out of those 3, the GBE is really, excuse me, tempting. Especially after last season not having any. Now, if we go back to the stats here, the GBE was only 50, so that actually bumps it up to 90, which is pretty impressive. We have 1 negative node this season. This is the only one, and it's in order to get essentially nothing. There's no reason, there's no benefit to pick this negative node. It's kind of funny they even put it in here. I guess if people screw up and click it by accident, because you can go, if you want to get Zukas, you can go around the 3 engine room, and you got to get medkits, which is, it's not a bad pickup. So, strange they put a negative node right out of the gates with no punishment for skipping it at all, or no benefit to getting it, I guess. Kind of weird. We got Grens, we got flares, all right away at 3 engines. So, I mean, we'll get into the day 1 path later. I just want to show you guys the tech tree. 3 engines, we've got some stats. We got troop damage, building damage. We got some crazy multi-selections here. That gunboat energy could bump the GB up to 130%. So that's getting up there in terms of GBE. But building health, troop damage 30%. Usually those guys will trump anything else. We do have a troop boost in the middle here, depending on what we want to use. Warriors might be hot out of the gates. They might be better than heavies. And I guess we don't have to pick them, necessarily. I guess that's where the negative node comes in, is if you want to skip warriors, okay? So I guess that could kind of make sense. But then you still got to take Grens. They're only 14 keys though, so that's different. But I don't know, 14 keys in exchange for 2 cannons lost, 2 machine guns lost, 12 mines lost. I don't know. Anyways, let's stop talking about the negative notes. So as we move forward here, really kind of nothing in 3ER. Usually we see a lot of really good stuff in 3ER. Just some basic stats, boom mines, so a lot of mines. So that's going to make it trickier for the heavy rush to work. We do have flares though. And we also have smokes, which potentially could be a good pickup because if we think about it, medics we don't really want. Again, they're super cheap, 14 keys. Rifles are 16 keys. A lot of this stuff is inexpensive on the keys. 24 keys. I wonder why they made the troops less keys. Let's keep looking. Talked about that. So 4ER, if you don't want to get the building health, you do have to pay the tank tax. And look at how many keys it is, guys. 44 keys for a building health node at 4ER. That's crazy. That's like a day and a half worth of chests between that and the tanks, you know, that early on in the season. So we might want to go offensive first right out of the gates. Then we move forward. We got shock mines, troop health, sniper towers. This is really cool. Look at this note. So we got explosive drones, crystal critters, and critters. All the different types of critters. Of course, critters will probably be the pick for most people, unless explosive drones have enough damage to take out an engine room. That would be the only other option. I don't think they will. But yeah, critters early on will be helpful because at this point we've got shock mines, boom mines, and regular mines. Flamethrowers right before 5ER. Then we got our first prototype. We got one crazy prototype node. I can't wait to show you guys. Stick around at the end of the tech tree. So, Doom Cannon, Sima, Laser Beam, all level 1. Nothing to be too scared about. So this is where things get interesting at 5ER. Okay, so we've got boom cannons, shock launchers, level 2 prototypes, rocket launchers, Kavan, 6ERs, heavy choppers, Seekers, Laser Rangers, and mechs. So, and Spark is kind of on a nothing node, so you don't have to get her unless you really want to. I imagine a lot of players will go the Seeker route, and they'll also have Laser Rangers doing that. I think the safe route is to go boom cannons through rocket launchers to 6, backfill the heavy choppers if you want to skip Seekers. I think Seekers will be decent. The only thing is by the time you have Seekers, there's going to be all 3 types of mines. There's going to be shock launchers. You will have critters, so I mean you'll have some mine control. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything. So, you know, and if we look at the engine room for the 5th engine, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's bring this up here real quick. So if we look at the 5th engine, sorry, I don't know why that's transparent. Get rid of that. If we look at the 5th engine, doesn't really look seeker friendly, does it? Because I mean, you can bury some engines up top, bury some on the other side. I mean, yeah, you can delay them and work around it, but it seems like it's going to be easy to set big, fat, juicy mine traps. So remains to be seen. The thing is, there's not a lot of building health because I imagine most players will probably skip the 44 key building health because you have to also get tanks. That's really expensive. So it might be seeker friendly at that point. I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, there's points for and against it right now. We got a random mine node after 6ER. So we can go 8, 3, or 3. Again, going to be a detriment to Seekers, so just something to keep in mind. Then we got some base stat nodes. We got troop damage, gunbutt energy, troop health. Finally, bombardiers. Bombardiers are late in the tree, but they're not like crazy late. I mean, this will be towards the end of week 2, probably. And then week 3, you'll be kind of finishing out this stuff. But, yeah, interesting nonetheless. Also have rocket choppers online at 6ERs. Again, a little bit far. We got some boost, heavy, rocket chopper, Seekers, so depending on what you're using, you can boost up your troops. We got another nice prototype, level 2, shock blaster, grappler, or flotsam cannon, depending on what you're going against. We got speed serum, guys. We got speed serum before 7ER, and we got cryobomb. Cryobomb. Oh, no. For the Seekers. Damn. Okay, well, it's a Seeker season now that we have Cryobomb, and we have Tiny Shock, which is cool because you can use that for really a bunch of different things, like Tiny Shock, excellent for Rocket Chopper, Speed Serum, fantastic for Bombardiers, Cryobomb, ridiculous for Seekers. So, that's going to be interesting, if nothing else, see how that plays out. Oh, we don't have Shocks until right now. Interesting. We don't have shocks until 70R. That's crazy. That's crazy. And barrage. I mean, we're only using critters and medkits, really. In terms of gunboat abilities, I'd probably skip the medkits unless we really need them. But anyways, let's go over the end of the tree. This is where things get even crazier. So 70R, 150 keys. I forget if that's... Isn't it usually 165, 120? Yeah, the engine rooms... No, it's always 90. And I thought that was 65. 30, I don't know. Some of the key values are different this season for whatever reason. But anyways, so we got another stat note here. So building health, building damage, troop health. You can either go artillery or critter launchers, and then you have the choice of lasertrons, which I remember not being a thing pretty much in any warship season, although I believe they can clear and they're fairly strong. They're just so unbelievably slow in warships that they just have not made sense. Maybe they will be this season, but I doubt it. We got the Mega Scorcher. Again, probably not going to be used, but look at this, guys. The very last note of the tech tree. 2 damage amp, level 3s, 5 doom cannons. 5 of them. Or 2 Sky Shield, level 3s. That could potentially give us a total of 6 doom cannons. And I know they're level 1, because they had to. If they were level 3, it would be stupid. But, man, that's crazy. So depending on what you're losing to rocket choppers, you can go doom cannon. You're losing to bombardier, you want to beef up your rocket launchers, maybe go damage amp. And if you're having problems with seekers, maybe go sky shield. I mean, they all kind of work against everything, but very, very, very interesting season. I'm super excited for this one. I think it's going to be a great season, honestly. I like how things are structured. I like how it's laid out. It's not too crazy. It's not too different. It's kind of back to basics, I would say, with a couple little twists. So it's going to be interesting. So you guys let me know. I'm going to get my global #1 trophy out here because we are in the dev build. Yeah, so you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. And I think we went over everything. Stats, decks, tech, potential troops and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Hope you guys are excited. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe for the rest of the season. And good luck out there. Season 67 will be back tomorrow with your day 1 path for Season 67, guys. So appreciate you. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next one. Check it out. Back.